What's going on, good people? Welcome back to the Destination Debbie program. This is the All Gas Show, and I am your host, Ray G. This show is sponsored and powered by FTN Fantasy. Seasons are here. The season is starting. Head on over to FTN Fantasy. They're going to help you win your redraft leagues, help you dominate in Dynasty, and they got all kind of dope-ass tools to help you win money at the sports book. And when you do go sign up, make sure you use that promo code all gas, baby, to get 5% off of your checkout. But here we are. It is redraft season, and there are two contrasting strategies that I've seen discussed and talked about in the fantasy community more than any other one, especially this year. It is robust RB versus the zero RB approach. And there are some people who feel the only way that you're going to win, or the easiest path to victory this season, is to load up on running backs early and then backfill your wide receivers with some value. Conversely, on the other end of the spectrum, you have those that still believe in zero RB is the way to go. So in this show, we are going to look at that running back situation early, late, but we're going to do it from a couple of different draft slots, right? We're going to do one mock draft over on Sleeper from the beginning of the draft, 1 through 4. We'll do another one towards the middle, and then we'll do one picking late and see if this approach, how you feel about your team using this approach. And I've done this quite a few times now with different mock draft simulators, and I have an opinion on how this works, and I'll save it for the end. But I do believe that depending on where you pick in your draft, it may make this approach and strategy more beneficial to you. And then conversely, I think on the other end, if you're picking either at the front, the middle, or the back, it could be a detriment to your overall team. So I'm excited to be back, excited to holler at you, excited to do this exercise with you all. But we ain't starting shit till we hear a word from my man Gus Johnson. Drop the intro, baby.
You got barbecue back there, and you didn't invite me. Hurt my feelings.
All right, so let's get it cracking. We are going to start it off by using the robust running back approach, drafting out of an early draft slot, picks 1 through 4. And for the sake of the exercise, we're going to claim the 10. Let's go to 104. We'll claim the 104 spot right here. There we go. Ray GQ is in the 104 spot. And the positional lineups for this is it's super flex. So, you know, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a super flex spot. We are not doing the entire draft. We'll do like the first 5 or 6 picks, kind of give you my thoughts on of what I thought about it. You know, at least we'll hit a couple of receivers, but we're not doing the entire thing. The point of this exercise is to get through this efficiently and just sort of talking about this strategy drafting out of these draft spots. So again, super flex format. We'll hit the 10 picks, kind of discuss it, and we'll see how our team plays out and see if we like this approach from the beginning. And here we begin. So let's go ahead and kick this off. All right, already a shocker at the beginning of this robust RB approach that makes me very happy. We saw Clyde Edwards-Helaire go 101, which, let me just tell you something. In a league with your homeboys or coworkers who really ain't paying that much attention, I don't think that shit's out of the realm of possibility. In no way, shape, or form would I advocate for that pick being made. But you see people talking about CEH. There was that Peter King report that he said he'd pick him first in your fantasy drafts. Maybe he meant like at the 108, and that's your first pick. But it wouldn't shock me to see some Kansas City Chief fan in a regular seasonal league take CEH first. CMC rightfully comes off of the board. And this is PPR. PPR scoring. Michael Thomas comes off at the 103. I think it's an easy pick for us right here, with Saquon Barkley being available. So we make that pick and see what comes back to us in the second. Already kind of liking this. Make the damn pick. Here we go. Pick is made. Zeke off the board. Kamara, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Josh Jacobs, Davante Adams, Mixon, Kenyon Drake, Miles Sanders, Julio, Eckler, Aaron Jones, Tyreek, Mahomes, Connor, Nick Chubb, and we are back on the clock. Let me pause it real quick. Robust RB approach. After we made the Saquon Barkley pick, massive run, as expected on running back Zeke, Kamara, Henry, Cook, Jacobs off of the board. We also saw Mixon, Kenyon Drake round out the first. Miles Sanders, Eckler, Aaron Jones, Connor and Nick Chubb. Here we are at the 209 spot. Best available running backs: Carson, Johnson, Gurley, Bell, JT, Fournette. Oh boy, Leonard Fournette. And let's go ahead and resume the draft. We got 30 seconds to pick. Here's why I just don't like having like to stick to something like this, because I really would prefer one of the wide receivers on the board: Galladay, DeAndre Hopkins, Chris Godwin. But we are playing the game, and we are going to take Chris Carson right here at the 209 spot. Nuke off the board: Godwin, Kelsey, Kenny G, Mike Evans, Lamar Jackson, and we are back on the clock. None of those running backs that were kind of left there were taken, and we're looking at a team of Saquon and Chris Carson right now. Same running backs are available. This is the robust early approach. So we got to take another pick, and let's shoot for some upside here. And we got Jonathan Taylor, David Johnson. We're not going to touch Lev Bell. We're hearing the news about him. Who knows what's going on with Adam Gase? So it's really between David Johnson and Jonathan Taylor at this point. Melvin Gordon, nah. So we want to take JT here in the third round. David Johnson right off of the board, and Lev Bell right after that pick was made. Still a ton of good receivers, you guys. DJ Moore, Juju just came off of the board. OBJ in the fourth. Oh my gosh. Ridley, Amari Cooper, AJ Brown, and now we are back on the clock. Let's pause this so I don't time out. So here we are, our team. We've got Saquon, Chris Carson, and Jonathan Taylor. Don't like this team already. Not really feeling it. Best available wide receivers: Robert Woods, Chark, Cooper Kupp, McLaurin, Allen. For the sake of the exercise, we are going to take one more running back. We are going to go robust. We are going to play the game and load up on RBs. Best available rusher: Singletary, Mostert, Kareem Hunt. It's PPR format: Ronald Jones. Man, I think we got to take Kareem Hunt right here. It's between Mostert and Hunt. I'm going to take Kareem Hunt. It's pass, catch, and roll. We'll do that. Robert Woods off the board. Mostert went. McLaurin, Chark, Kupp. And here we are. Let's pause this so we can take a look and digest what we have. Team: Saquon Barkley, Chris Carson, Jonathan Taylor, and Kareem Hunt. We went robust RB from the beginning of the draft at the top of the draft slots. And yeah, let's see what wide receivers are available, and that maybe will help make me feel a little bit better. DK Metcalf, the best available on the board. And as you guys notice, I'm not even considering a quarterback. If I don't get Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, which I don't want to pay that much for them in seasonal leagues, if I don't get one of those guys at the top, then I'm just gonna wait quite a bit. Like I'm just not a proponent of doing that early in super flex leagues, and damn sure not in single quarterback leagues. So right here at the wide receivers: DK, Keenan Allen, T.Y. Hilton, Sutton. For me, it's an easy choice. I want the guy tethered to Russell Wilson, not Tyrod Taylor and Justin Herbert or Phillip Rivers, even though it seems like Rivers is doing well out there in Colts camp. But give me the size, speed specimen in DK Metcalf, and we're going to go ahead and do that now. We got to get our receiving core up. So we add Metcalf to this group of running backs. We see Singletary come off the board. Cortland Sutton, notable. Russ comes off the board. Russell Wilson, Cam Akers, Darren Waller, Dak Prescott, DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Green, and Stephon Diggs. We are back on the clock. Let's pause the draft. Again, some notable names that came off of the board. Devin Singletary right after us. Cortland Sutton, Cam Akers, Keenan Allen, Ronald Jones goes. Dak Prescott, Swift, Devontae Parker, A.J. Green, and Stephon Diggs. So we're sitting here at wide receiver. Best available wide receivers: Marquise Brown, Will Fuller, Michael Gallup. It's probably going to be Brown or Gallup. Tyler Boyd, Brandon Cooks. And at tight end, let's just take a peek over there: Evan Ingram, Rob Gronkowski, Hayden Hurst, Tyler Higbee. Best available tight ends. Quarterback is still deep. We're in round 6, and Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Matt Ryan, all on the board. So we are going to go ahead and smash the draft button on, Let's take max upside. Let's get Hollywood here, and maybe Gallup falls back to us uh, in the seventh round. So we're going to go Marquise Brown, and Edelman goes, Kyler Murray goes, Tyler Boyd goes, Will Fuller, James White, Marlon Mack, and we got him. So Michael Gallup fell to us. We are going to take Michael Gallup right here. So we went three straight wide receivers, DK, Hollywood, Michael Gallup, to pair with our running back core of Saquon, Chris Carson, JT, and Kareem Hunt. And there are three more picks left, and we're going to sort of auto do this. We'll do this at the same time, round 8 for each of the drafts. So let's just go ahead. Let's just pick. Let's go ahead and get through this. I don't even know how to do that on here. So here we go. We got 4 running backs, 3 wide receivers. Let's take a tight end. We'll go ahead and roll with Tyler Higbee right here. Tight ends are going off the board. A bunch of people are still drafting running backs. We're not thinking about it right now. We'll fly through these picks. Best available running backs. I see Damian Harris there. Wide receivers, got Ruggs. Rager just got hurt, which is a bummer. Darius Slayton. We're going to go ahead and take Damian Harris. Let's take a shot on Damian Harris right here in the 9th. And then we've got one final pick, and we'll just do a quarterback. Let's see what quarterbacks are available. Would this be around the time? Honestly, I'd probably wait one more round. But Cam Newton, Daniel Jones, Burrow, Baker, Goff. We'll take Cam. We'll take the Russian upside of Cam Newton. And let's take a look at what kind of team we got. So our squad going robust RB at the beginning. Really, let's focus on the backs and the receivers. Saquon Barkley, Chris Carson, and Jonathan Taylor were the first 3 picks, followed by Kareem Hunt with the 4th. And then we went 3 straight wide receivers with DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown, and Michael Gallup. Tyler Higbee was the tight end, and we just rounded it out with Cam Newton at quarterback. Now, I'm not really a fan of that team, to be honest with you. I think it's good anytime you got Saquon and what JT can be, Chris Carson. I think you're all right, but I just wouldn't feel good about this team, to be honest with you. So not really liking that approach. And you guys, I understand this is from one draft position. It's one draft. We don't know how the drafts can play out, but I can't go through every damn scenario here. So this is what we're working with, right? And again, I've done like 30 of these things, just trying to play around with different things. And robust RB picking at the beginning seems more optimal than picking at the end. But let's try the robust RB approach from the middle of the draft and see what that looks like. So let's fire that back up. Here we go. Robust RB, drafting from a middle draft slot. We'll claim the 107. Here we go. Let's claim that. And let's kick this bad boy off. All right. CMC rightfully comes off the board first in this one. Alvin Kamara, Zeke, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Saquon Barkley, and Devontae Adams. Let's pause this. Right now, if this were me, I would be smashing Michael Thomas right here in a PPR format at 107, but it's the exercise, right? So we're going to take, it's between Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook and Derrick Henry, really. So Derrick Henry, I believe that he's going to play all 16 games and he's going to not be stopped, and I'm not worried about Darrington Evans. So we're going to resume this draft, and we're going to take King Derrick Henry right here at the 107 spot. MT rightfully comes off of the board right after that, followed by Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs, Austin Eckler. I was hoping he fell. Sanders, Tyreek, Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, Chris Godwin. And here we are on the clock, and just looking at the best available running backs, we got Kenyon Drake, James Conner, Chris Carson, and then the wide receivers, Julio, Nuke Hopkins, Kenny Golladay, Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, DJ Moore, and we have all 3 tight ends, Kittle, Kelsey, and Andrews. Not that we take Andrews, really the top 2 tight ends, but I mean, right now, why the hell would I pass on Julio Jones? And this is my opinion about this approach, any of these approaches, right? Don't force a narrative in your drafts. That's how you lose. Right now, the player that I want in redraft leagues is Julio Jones, and I'm about to force this robust RB approach, and have to take Kenyon Drake right here. And I don't think that's a bad pick, but I wouldn't pass up Julio Jones for Kenyon Drake. But sometimes people are so enamored with this thing that you have to do in order to win that you do not allow flexibility for yourself in the draft. And if this were a money league or if you're trying to win, passing up Julio Jones in favor of any of these running backs is a massive mistake. But it's robust RB. That's how you win. So that's what we're going to do right here. But I just would be mindful of getting yourself caught in narrative based drafting just to do it. This is a strategy. You better be fluid. You better be flexible. But we're going to pass on Julio Jones and take Kenyon Drake right here. So let's go, Kenyon Drake. Mahomes comes off of the board. Julio, Nuke, Lamar, Kittle, there he goes. Chris Carson, Kenny Galladay, James Conner, Travis Kelce, David Johnson, Todd Gurley, and here we go. Oh, Adam Thielen went. So here in the third, last time I took Jonathan Taylor, and with Lev Bell and him probably going to be getting traded, I'm not touching him. Can't take Fournette here. The Fournette cut really hurts us with this kind of approach. I mean, he was the ideal third-round pick. So we're going to take Jonathan Taylor again. Right here in 307, we take JT, Lev, Fournette, OBJ, Allen Robinson, Mike Evans off of the board, DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, Robert Woods, Calvin Ridley, DJ Chark, and it's time for another running back. Last round, we took Kareem Hunt. We'll take Melvin Gordon here. Let's switch it up a little bit. I still think he's going to be the primary ball carrier in Denver. Philip Lindsay ain't going away, but Melvin Gordon, they brought him in for a reason. Would have rather had any of the wide receivers afterwards. Juju Smith-Schuster, A.J. Brown, D.K. Cooper Kupp, Cam Akers, Tyler Lockett, Devin Singletary, Terry McLaurin, Ronald Jones, Raheem Mostert, and here we go. And the only reason I didn't take Swift or Akers is I don't want two rookie running backs. So best available wide receivers, Keenan Allen, T.Y. Hilton, Cortland Sutton. Tight end, Zach Ertz, who's going to be like a wide receiver this year, but I can't take a tight end right here. So we got to go Keenan Allen here at the 507. David Montgomery, Dak Prescott, T.Y. Hilton, Cortland Sutton, Ertz, Kareem Hunt off of the board, Swift gone, Russell Wilson, Diggs, Dobbins, and we're back up. Devontae Parker, A.J. Green, Hollywood Brown. I would take Devontae Parker. I trust Parker a little bit more. I know it's the Dolphins. They paid him. He proved himself last year, and we need another wide receiver. So we're going to take Devontae Parker here. Hollywood Brown right off of the board after that. Kyler, Will Fuller, James White, Deshaun Watson, Julian Edelman, Tyler Boyd, Jarvis Landry, A.J. Green, Darren Waller, Marlon Mack, Rob Gronkowski, and we're staring down the barrel of Michael Gallup or Deontay Johnson. Marvin Jones is also an option. I know it doesn't sound that great, but Marvin Jones is a beast. But we'll take the offense of Dallas, and we'll take the fact that CeeDee Lamb is still a rookie and probably going to play third fiddle this season, and we'll roll with Michael Gallup here. Michael Gallup, our 7th-round pick. Evan Ingram, tight ends flying off of the board. Antonio Gibson comes off in the 7th. Quarterback with Ryan and Drew Brees. Philip Lindsay off the board. Deontay Johnson and Brandon Cooks gone. Best available receivers, Marvin Jones, CeeDee Lamb. Tight ends, we got Higbee, Hunter Henry. Quarterbacks, not touching them. Running backs, Tariq Cohen, Alexander Madison. We're going to take Marvin Jones here as our 4th wide receiver. So we went 4 straight running backs, hammered wide receiver with 4, and we'll fill out the rest of this team. And we'll grab a tight end right here. Let's take Austin Hooper. Let's get a safe floor with Austin Hooper. And then at quarterback, filling out the roster. Look at that. Matt Stafford is there. So we'll take Stafford, get a little Stafford Jones love. And I like this team a little bit better than I did the first team. Matt Stafford, Derrick Henry, Kenyon Drake, Keenan Allen. I lie. I don't like it at all. Melvin Gordon, Jonathan Taylor. Okay, the team. Let me repeat it. Matthew Stafford, Derrick Henry, Kenyon Drake, Keenan Allen, Devontae Parker, Michael Gallup, Austin Hooper, Jonathan Taylor, Melvin Gordon, and Marvin Jones. Don't like that either. The fact that I passed on Julio Jones for Kenyon Drake is a problem. Didn't like that, but we are filling the narrative. And who else did I have to do? Who else? Jonathan Taylor. I would have preferred, an Allen Robinson, maybe even OBJ, Mike Evans right there in the third. Maybe Taylor falls to the fourth. Fourth round, I took Melvin Gordon over Juju, AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp. Didn't like that at all. So far, outside of maybe getting Christian McCaffrey at the beginning, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I played the fourth pick wrong last time, but I'm not liking the robust RB teams. Again, maybe it was me, maybe it's my user error, but right now not liking robust RB from the beginning, and I'm not liking it from the middle. We will try one more mock with this approach from the end of the draft. I will take the 111 spot, that up, and see how it plays out. So, begin draft, and we are off. See, Saquon goes first this time. Clyde goes second. CMC, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Zeke, Dalvin Cook, Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, and I'm on the board. Best running backs available: Miles Sanders, Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler. I might shock y'all a little bit right here, but I think I want Austin Eckler. I want Eckler, but God damn, the PPR. We're going Eckler over Mixon and Miles Sanders. I trust him a lot, and we're going to get another running back fall to us. So Joe Mixon goes off of the board, Tyreek Hill, and then here we are. So Miles Sanders still available. Nick Chubb is here. Kenyon Drake is here. I got the pass catching floor of Austin Eckler. And I think at this point, I prefer Nick Chubb to Miles Sanders. If Miles Sanders didn't have this mysterious lower body injury, he would be the auto pick. I think Chubb is in a better rushing situation. Philadelphia is decimated right now. I just think Sanders' stock takes a little bit of a hit. So we're going to pair Austin Eckler with Nick Chubb. I like that. That's not bad. I'm already liking this team a little bit better doing this from the back. Yeah. And we'll see what it looks like when we get to the third round. So Julio Jones off the board, Miles Sanders, Drake, Patty Mahomes, Aaron Jones, Nuke, James Conner getting a lot of love early, Chris Carson, Kittle and Kelsey, Godwin, Galladay, Lamar Jackson, David Johnson, Mike Evans, Thielen, Robinson, Fournette, DJ Moore, and Le'Veon Bell. Here we are at the 311 spot. Damn near got back-to-back picks. Best available running backs: Jonathan Taylor, Todd Gurley, Melvin Gordon. Best available wide receivers: OBJ, Juju, Amari, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. Man, I would love to take OBJ right here. I think that'd be money to take Odell right here. But Todd Gurley. JT might fall to us in the fourth. So let's just take the coach speak and go Todd Gurley, getting 20 to 25 touches a game, and hope Jonathan Taylor comes back to us. And he doesn't. He goes right after Todd Gurley. And here we are with Mark Ingram, Devin Singletary, Raheem Mostert, and Kareem Hunt, the best available. Mostert, I took Hunt last time, but I've got Nick Chubb, so I don't really want that. I don't think Devin Singletary is going to get the goal line work, and J.K. Dobbins may be more of a factor than we believe. So I took Raheem Mostert, passed up OBJ, Juju, Amari, Robert Woods. Yeah. Let's see what wide receivers fall back to us, right? Chark is gone, Sutton, Lockett, A.J. Brown, Metcalf, McLaurin, Ertz, Cam Akers, Keenan Allen, Ronald Jones. Best available wide receivers: gross. Let's pause this and talk about this real quick. Best available wide receivers on the board right now: T.Y. Hilton, Marquise Brown, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Parker. I guess T.Y. Hilton is the pick. Veteran, rapport with Phillip Rivers, reported so far in camp. So we're going to go T.Y. Hilton here, and hopefully Hollywood will fall back to us. There we go. T.Y. and Hollywood, T.Y. and Parker. Let's just go big play. Let's go Marquise and T.Y. Hilton and see what falls to us in the seventh. So right now, roster: Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, T.Y. Hilton, and Hollywood Brown. Two flex spots: Todd Gurley and Raheem Mostert. So off of the board, wide receivers are flying: AJ Green, Gallup, Fuller, Diggs, Boyd, Antonio Gibson off of the board, Deontay Johnson right before we picked. So let's take a look at what we got cracking. Let's see: Jarvis Landry, Debo, Marvin Jones, CeeDee Lamb. Tight ends: Hayden Hurst, Tyler Higbee. Quarterbacks, we ain't worried about that. All of them: Rodgers, Brady, Ryan, Josh Allen, Wentz. Plenty. So let's go ahead and we got a bunch of big play guys: Hollywood and Ty. We never know when he's going to get hurt. So we'll take Jarvis Landry. I hope he's healed up from whatever hip surgery he had in the offseason. So we're going to take Jarvis Landry and probably swing back Jordan Howard. And we're going to swing back with Marvin Jones. Like me some Marvin Jones. So right now, Ty, Hollywood, Jarvis Landry, and Marvin Jones are the receivers. It's not the worst, but yeah. Running backs off the board: notable: Zach Moss, Breida, Carrion, Lat Murray, Sanders, Jamison Crowder, Henry Ruggs all went right before we picked. So we're going to take our tight end, and we're going to take a little Mike Gesicki right here. Fill out our tight end, and then we'll end this with a quarterback in the 10th round. We'll take Cam Newton one more time. Let's take Cam Newton. So really, we're just really looking at the first 6 or 7 picks. Running backs: Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, Raheem Mostert, and Todd Gurley. Wide receivers: T.Y. Hilton, Marquise Brown, Jarvis Landry, Mike Gesicki, and Marvin Jones. So that's the robust RB approach, drafting out of the back end of the draft. So what I think about this strategy is, if I'm picking in the middle, I hate it, because you're definitely forcing a robust RB approach, bypassing a Chris Godwin, bypassing a Julio Jones, potentially a Tyreek Hill. You're 100% doing that in the middle in round 2. And in round 1, there's a chance that if Saquon, Zeke Elliott, Christian McCaffrey are off of the board, and let's just throw Clyde Edwards-Helaire there. If those 4 are the first 4 picks, then if you're drafting in the 7-8 spot, there's a really good chance you're bypassing Michael Thomas for a Derrick Henry, Michael Thomas for Dalvin Cook, and in PPR, if he's sitting there and you bypass MT to draft Dalvin Cook, if you bypass MT to draft Joe Mixon, I just think you played it completely wrong, and then you have to force it again in round 2, potentially passing up a Tyreek Hill, Julio Jones, MT pairing. I just like that a hell of a lot more than getting Josh Jacobs and then doubling back with Kenyon Drake. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that robust RB is the way to go or not the way to go, but in every mock that I've done, if I don't start out with the 1 or 2 pick, or let's just say top 4 with one of those 4, I just don't like how my team plays out. And if I had to pick the beginning or the end, I would like the beginning because you get Christian McCaffrey, but I think the better running back values would be had if you utilize this approach drafting later in your seasonal league. So we're going to take a look at what it looks like in the opposite form in another episode. In another show, I'll dive into the wide receiver position, doing the zero RB approach, and then my personal favorite, the modified zero RB approach, is what I love the most, but that's down the line. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was informational for you. Once again, if you like the content, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you check me out on Patreon, patreon.com/allgas. We actually did this show with the patrons on Saturday using something else, and my sentiment was still the same. Very, very skeptical of this approach. And just my opinion, not saying it's right or wrong. That's just how I feel about it personally. But if you enjoyed it, subscribe. Appreciate you, man. Y'all know I'm rambling. Drop the goddamn music.